Hi, I'm Dr. Erin Madigan-Fleck, and welcome to Derma Education TV, DETV. We're here today at Natrophoria, and I'm going to be talking about microcurrent. Microcurrent is extremely popular today in skincare, and I'd like to just discuss some of the most important aspects of microcurrent besides muscle re-education. So if you'd like to take out a pen and paper, I'm going to give you some of the most technical aspects that we need to consider. Number one, cells are lined with intracellular matrices that have extracellular and intercellular water. And what that permits is microcurrent to be conducted on a cellular aspect. So besides muscle re-education, we are actually creating nutritive response to the cells. And that nutritive response comes from ATP. And ATP is the chemical messenger that we find in every single cell that we have. Mostly we find this in the mitochondria. And so the mitochondria is the main focal point of cell distribution for nutrients. What's really interesting about microcurrent is that several years ago there are two doctors that won a Nobel Prize for discovering that there are voltage-sensitive ion channels around each cell. So the cell membrane can actually electroporate, nutrients in as well as detoxify the cell. And this, to me, as an esthetician, is one of the most important things about microcurrent because it can be implicated for use in all skin conditions. So I find that it works very well with acne skin. On acne skin, when you have post-acne scarring, it helps to facilitate phagocytosis around the cell, helps to drain lymph, and it helps to revitalize the skin. When we're talking about hyperpigmentation, microcurrent will help electrically pulsate out toxic material in the areas where pigmentation may develop. So it is important to really consider your client for microcurrent to qualify them. So some of the main conditions that we may be concerned about are pregnancy, cancer, very severe conditions. Remember too that microcurrent works on frequency. So frequency is also indicated by waveform, and waveform is how microcurrent's delivered from one position to the next position. How does that electricity get through to the body? And each waveform resonates at a different frequency. So you may have heard the term frequency-specific microcurrent. This means that different frequencies of microcurrent will actually resonate with different tissue, meaning lymphatic, peripheral circulation. It takes a lot of current to get into the muscle. The striation of the muscle, the density of the muscle is really important. And other currents that are out there are not microcurrents. So we have to be really careful when we're using it for muscle re-education that we really look at true microcurrent, not sinusoidal, not galvanic, and not faradic. Faradic current is where we do full body toning. Microcurrent, it's going to take longer, a little bit harder to get into the density, say the glutamus. It's harder to get that current into the tissue because the tissue is so dense. That's why body toning machines particularly use Russian stim current or faradic. So the other thing that's important is your conductive medium. And today I'm going to just demonstrate one of my favorite movements for the Obicularis Occuli around the eye. We know that clients complain about this area a lot, and so I'm just going to quickly demonstrate one of my favorite movements. So I'm going to get my machine going here, and I choose many different modalities with microcurrent. I like a double probe technique. I have used Q-tips, I've used gloves. Depending on what I'm trying to accomplish is the modality that I select. My choice for excuse me one sec, I've got to reach around and get my solution for conductivity. I'm going to use a peptide gel today. And we're going to apply this. I've already taken care of her skin. We've gone through a facial. This is Gabby. Gabby's very young and has beautiful skin, but she's here with me today, and I'd love to just show you the movement. Now, it's important when you're using your conductor gel to evenly distribute the density of the gel and to make sure it's water soluble. We do not penetrate, nor can you penetrate oil-based product. So with microcurrent, I prefer to use a rod as my grounder, or my positive to negative, however you want to call your pieces. But I'm going to position away from the temple. The temporal nerves are very, very sensitive. So I'm going to come up into this area here in the glabella, and I'm going to take my probe, full contact on the face. Make sure that your probe is not lifting to the side. If you're using Q-tips, make sure that the Q-tip is very, very wet. And I'm going to take my probe, place it, and on the orbit bone itself, I'm going to lightly come around and go up around the outer ridge of the brow and hold for 10 seconds. Now remember, the eye area is very delicate, so we want to make sure that we don't put a lot of pressure on the eye. Again, come around, some firm pressure but not uncomfortable, and come up and hold. I also go inside the deep crevice of the glabella. I'll take my probe, press inside here, lift and hold together. Come out to the side, lift and hold together. And if you know, I'm right into the muscle itself, pulling up and holding, pulling up and holding. So it's important that when you're looking at anatomy and microcurrent, that you study the origin, belly, and insertion of the muscle, because that's going to give you the indicating factors of what movement you need to do, how long you need to hold it for, and what direction to move the probe. Just because there's rhytids on the outside of the eye, we would think, oh, I'll just pull up, but that's incorrect, because if we look at our anatomy book, we'll see the muscle is positioned and striated in a circle.
Thanks for watching Derma Education TV. Join the DETV Preferred Professional Network to browse available classes and get 10% off during summer 2018. DermaEducationTV.com